All right, welcome back, everybody. This is Ibby and Ethan, and this is the How I Met Your Fandom podcast. Dang it, guys, I'm rusty. Let me tell you, it has been weeks, guys. I got married on May 6th, and I think our last episode dropped like a day or two before that, or something like that. So it's been like 24 days since I've been hanging out with Ibby. So this is insane. We haven't talked about a whole lot of things, and we actually had to kind of not necessarily scramble because of lack of things to talk about, but more like we just had to actually pick something. And we decided there's going to be some pretty big hype around this thing, considering this thing drops, 2 days ago, 3 days ago?
Was that long ago? Yeah, you're right.
It's a hot drop.
Yeah. Okay.
But,
no, you're right. I was in Vegas and we're talking about it, but I think we're speculating it.
Right.
Which is why I'm confused. So
Right.
I think it probably did just drop like on Friday.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But this new, hot, fresh thing, guys, Stranger Things 4.
Stranger Things 4, which I think it's funny that we refer to it as a movie. It kind of is like that, right? Especially considering how long we waited.
Right.
We don't call it season 4. It's just Stranger Things 4.
Right. And before we get into that, though, let's talk about some stuff real quick. Get down to the business of things and talk about some stuff. So, as I just said, I got married. Your boys hitched. I got a ring that makes me look like a wizard. I think it's pretty dope, and it gives me superpowers, so that's always really cool. But that means life is changing. I've officially moved out of this room, even though it's where we still are. But notice all my fancy nerdy stuff isn't back there. The lights aren't in here. It's not nearly as cool. Working on my new setup in the apartment that I'm sharing with my wife, which means we're in the process of moving. And child, that's right. Yeah, our fur child. Also, here, give me that thing. We got, typical crazed parents that get the little feet print of their kids, but we got one of our puppy. So, we're super excited to be moving together. I'm super stoked to have a bigger room to have my stream set up in, so that's going to be really cool. But that means videos might come a little bit fewer in between for now until Ibby and I get a new system figured out. But we just ask that you bear with us because we are going to go see Doctor Strange together this week. He's already seen it. I haven't seen it. So me and my wife are going to go with Ibby on Wednesday to check it out. And we'll try to get a video out pretty quick about that because I've already heard so many spoilers about the show or about the movie that I'm like, why? And the memes are going crazy. Like, especially, shout out to the group we hang out in, Ain't Nothing But a Geek Thing.
Yes.
Y'all's memes are hilarious. But you're spoiling the movie. Brian Hodgson. Anyways. No, I'm just kidding. Funny enough, the meme that I keep seeing is one that, I know from, it's like a plot from What If, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So, I'm like, I know where they're going now. Yeah, I get it. It's like, whatever. What else could they do? It's fine. Anyways, with that being said, you got anything else to say? Any other announcements?
I was going to say, is gonna come, hopefully not too far and few between, but it's gonna be a hot summer. A lot of content coming this summer, and a lot of content for us to report on, review on. So bear with us, because if it's coming out, we're probably talking about it, whether we know much about it or not. I mean, hell,
fair point.
Yeah, Jurassic Park is coming.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see that movie.
Well, that's interesting because I can.
What?
The last one was garbage, and
it wasn't. The last one was great.
The last one was balls.
Oh,
and I'm not excited for this next one. So there
Disagree.
You go. Hot take, guys. Here we go. Pro Jurassic World, anti Jurassic World. They should have stopped it too. And now we're gonna go watch this movie, and maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe I'll be wrong. I want to be wrong. They're bringing back all the hits. I mean? It's like I was telling a friend of ours, it's like the Avengers for dinosaurs.
Yeah.
I mean? Just bringing back everybody.
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum, Sam Neill.
Yeah. Anyone who hasn't died yet.
Anyone who's I'm pretty sure the black girl who's, spinning around in the second movie, the acrobat. Oh, yeah. I think she's back. I could be wrong. Maybe she's just another black girl. Hey, exactly. I was like, I thought there's a black girl in this movie who's all grown up now. I'm like, is that Jeff Goldblum's daughter or stepdaughter or however that works? I can't wait to see. I didn't Google anything. I'm just assuming shit. But there's a lot of content coming this summer, and we are going to do our best to keep our finger on the pulse.
Yeah, I imagine what it's going to look like is we're going to stockpile a couple of things and do all the recordings we can in one sitting, and so might make Sunday afternoons a little busy or something like that. But we'll figure it out, guys.
And the audio's still coming. The audio's still coming. Yeah. I said that a while back, but we took a break, so
yeah,
so did I.
Yeah. But as always, we appreciate you guys listening. If you guys enjoy this episode today, make sure to hit the like and subscribe.
Ring that bell.
Ring the bell. Hit all the buttons. Even leave a comment. The comments really help us and the algorithm as well. Get people seeing it and stuff like that. And if you ever see us share to like the Facebook page or anything like that, if you guys are a part of the Ain't Nothing But a Geek Thing Facebook, I guess we could shout that group out if you want to.
Ain't Nothing But a Geek Thing on Facebook. It is. I'm an admin on the group. It is a wonderful community for nerds.
I'd say it's a smaller niche community of nerds, but it's kind of growing a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely growing.
It's not the biggest page on Facebook.
Yeah, it's not the biggest page, but it's growing. People are liking it. I swear to God, guys, you have a good time. A lot of good people on there. A lot of good memes. A lot of good conversations.
Good admins.
Good admins.
Yeah.
I am one of them. I think I said that already.
Yeah.
And dope name. Ain't Nothing But a Geek Thing. And I even host a football podcast. Not podcast, sorry. Football fantasy league for all you fantasy nerds on there as well. So, it's a nerd thing for all things, right? Geek culture, sports culture, whatever you want in there, we have it.
Yep. Okay. That being said, guys, let's talk about Stranger Things 4, okay?
Stranger Things.
It opens up with a very hefty recap of season 3, which, by the way, I needed. Holy crap! Like,
tell me about it.
Gosh, it'd been so long, and they showed me some things that I had forgotten, and so that's really good. So
I was like, oh man, Billy died a hero.
Yeah.
What? I hate this
I forgot
guy.
too. Yeah.
And not to like jump the gun too much, but I don't know, man. His little half sister or stepsister was mourning his death, and I'm not sure he earned it still. You know what I mean? I was like,
it's loose.
Yeah, it's loose. Like, hey, dying sucks, and I'm sure she felt something for him, but he was kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
Even before the demon.
Yeah.
You know.
For sure.
I don't want to speak ill of the dead, but I was like, I don't know, man. I'm not buying this remorse.
Yeah. But all that being said, Billy absolutely, I think, made season 3 what it could be. You know, great villain. What
was his name? Dacre Montgomery or something like that. The actor. He played the Red Ranger as well, and I really thought
he was a Red Ranger.
He was a Red Ranger in the new Power Ranger movie that came out like 5 years ago.
Oh, the new. Okay. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
I was thinking it still might be a star turn for him. But yep.
They knew.
Yeah.
How did they know? How did they know that's what I was looking at?
Yeah. And handsome dude, killing the mullet. And I thought he was going to be like a star turn for him. And it's still too soon to say, you know what I mean? Like, he's young. He's not in this season so far, so like I don't know what he's been up to. COVID's been happening, but yeah, between this and like Power Rangers, I want to see a lot more of this guy.
Yeah. But the character of Billy, like the beyond tortured soul, like so far tortured that he tortures, like right, like he's like
his dad was abusive.
Yeah, he's a bad dude. He didn't care about anything. He's what do they have him at, like 18 or 19 or something like that, like held back 19.
I'm pretty sure he's 18 or 19. He was over here trying to like hit on MILFs.
Yeah.
And as teenagers do.
Yeah.
It seemed above board for the show.
Right.
Because the mom was getting with it.
Right, yeah.
Like
and this dude's like crushing beers, smoking cigarettes, and powerlifting all at the same time. And it's like,
and he had a sick car.
Yeah.
This guy, he's 80s trope down to like 11.
Yeah. You know? Mullet, the porno stash, like he's got the whole thing going.
Yeah.
And
he just was kind of an asshole the whole time.
To where everyone sees him as the predator, the mind flayer sees him as the prey, and it's such an interesting. The way they set up the Billy power trip that turns into the big bad at the end in the mall fight, and it's just really season 3 was pretty interesting. I will say, and it comes down to a great cliffhanger. You're the one talking about common movie tropes all the time. Hopper gets zapped, but it's like the whole, like, I think literally after that everyone's like, Hopper's not dead.
Yeah.
And it's like there's like no way he can be in, but we have to wait 2 years to find out. And then the first teaser, the first teaser we get of it, it's actually man, I'm like, it's all coming back to me again. We see something in Russia, and it's something who could be Hopper, but we're not sure is Hopper, right? Is that what they leave us off on?
I think so. It's like a Russian gulag, and you're like, I'm pretty sure that's Hopper.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's Hopper. And that trope he's referring to is that essentially if you don't see them die, they're probably not dead.
Right.
Game of Thrones is great about that. And I think even they knew it because sometimes they try to break that rule. But anybody, watching this show probably knew. I don't think it was any big surprise Hopper survived that.
Yeah.
How did he survive? We have no idea. And they showed us we know now.
Yeah, now we know.
But like we knew that he was not vaporized, or else they would have showed it. You know what I mean? They would have showed him like agonizing.
Yeah.
But yeah. So he survived it. Big surprise. And
Billy gets impaled. That dude's dead.
Boom.
Yeah. Hopper just disappears.
Case in point.
Like,
Yes.
come on. Yeah. I will say some things about season 3 that was like difficult for me, and I probably had something difficult in each season that I didn't like love. Like season 2 for me was like Elle just like going off,
100%.
just be like homeless for a little bit, often with her sister, right?
Yeah,
Something
that lives like rent free in my head. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I
it's a
still
weird
think about
plot,
that. Like, what point did that serve?
Yeah.
I still don't know.
I don't know.
I told myself I'm going to go back, especially between now and the last 2 episodes of season 4. I'm going to go back and watch the show again because one,
Like from the get-go.
from the get-go, one, like that first season came out swinging.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I remember
First season was so unique.
Yeah, I remember like, my professor kind of trapped me on this one. He I'm having an online class, and he's like, "Listen, guys, I know that you all want to watch Stranger Things, but you should really be getting your papers done." I'm like, what is Stranger Things? I didn't even know about it. Like, I didn't see the commercials for it. What are you talking about? So I Google it. It's on Netflix. I turn it on. I watched the first episode. And I said, I'm not doing a goddamn thing until I finish this series. This is the most. Did you just like trap me, Doctor Smith? What did you just do? I cannot think about this paper with this show on my mind. Yeah, season 1 was amazing. Season 2, not so much.
Yeah.
And at least that part. I don't really remember season 2, but I remember there was a weird part where Elle goes missing looking for her family and stuff like that. And I was like, what was the purpose of all that?
Yeah. It's like they tried to like force the hero's journey. She has to go off.
Yeah.
Into come back a stronger person kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wasn't having it. But and then season 3's problem for me is there's way too many characters in this show now. Okay, like it's so easy to get behind when like you have the small pool of main. Well, actually, even from the get go, like there's like man, just off the top of my head. So which I'm terrible with names, everyone. So sorry, but Will, who's in the underground, right? Winona Ryder, the mom, and then you have Will's brother, and Will's brother's love interest, and then Will's brother's love interest's love interest, aka Steve, and then you got the boys trying to rescue Will. So you got Mike, you got Gaston, whatever his name, Dustin.
Gaston?
That's his like real name, isn't it?
I have no idea.
He's got like a French name or something. Like that.
I was singing fucking Gaston from Beauty and the Beast.
Gatton.
Gatton.
Yeah.
All right. I get you though.
Yeah, I was close. I was close. Yeah.
You combined them.
Yeah. So already I'm at like 7 names, and this is in season 1. Maybe I haven't even said like Elle and Hopper, and like the main character sheet is pretty big. For especially considering usually when you have like a cast that big, like you could like divide the screen time up in like the top 4 people.
Yeah.
Would probably have, you would think they would have like 80% of the screen time.
Like Game
probably.
of Thrones. Again, second time I'm referencing that, but Game of Thrones, massive cast, but you didn't see everybody every episode.
Yeah.
And I feel like this show definitely tries to force everything. Like every plot, every angle is coming at you in every episode. You're not missing anybody. What's happening over here? What's happening over here?
Yeah.
But yeah, Game of Thrones really did a good job of like saying these 2 characters really matter in every episode for the most part, and then everything else is like happening on the wayside.
And then season, by the time you get to season 3, you introduce sisters. You introduce
Erica.
Work friends. You introduce.
Well, I liked her.
Oh no, they're all great. They're all great.
No, Erica sucks. Erica still sucks. I feel like I'm Lucas.
Really?
I don't have a little sister, and I hate that chick. I hate Erica so much. She is, as someone who curses, I feel like she curses too much. You know what I mean? Like, it's unbelievable, especially having black parents. It's like, how the hell do you get away with that? You know what I mean? Like, Lucas is, I feel like, I could be wrong here, but I feel like he has like he doesn't have a sailor's mouth. None of those kids really curse like, that's not true.
Mike lets it go.
Mike lets it go, yeah. But, yeah, Erica, man, she's over there. That's bullshit in front of the police, in front of the family. And I'm like, nah, man.
Why isn't IMDb the first thing it pulls up for me?
Oh.
Okay, so But yeah, I mean the point. There's just so many freaking characters.
Yeah,
and it's it.
What's old girl's name? The coworker from at the ice cream place with Steve.
Oh gosh, what is her name?
That's Ethan Hawke's daughter, son.
It's Uma Thurman's daughter, which is more important, right?
Wait, together?
Hold on, where is she? She's on this list somewhere. Dude, she would be higher up here, you would think. Hold on, guys. Maya Hawke. Maybe.
Robin.
Maya Hawke, aka Robin. Is that not Uma Thurman's daughter?
I don't know. I knew it was
Thurman daughter. I probably didn't spell that right. Is the Stranger Things girl? Yep.
Wow.
Yep. There we go.
I had no idea they had a kid together.
Maya Hawke Thurman.
Wow.
Oh wait, Maya Ray Thurman Hawke. Yeah, it was right there. I should just read a little bit more. Crazy, huh? Crazy. The cast here is vast and wide. We meet a whole lot of new characters in season 3, and it's they all get really good development. Something I appreciate about the way they do it is that they are forcing different people to hang out together than you would like assume or whatever. So like, you know, Steve and Dustin, they like
love that.
Yeah, super friend arc, and with I mean Robin is with them, right? So like they're friends now, right? And it's super cool how like if they are gonna introduce new people, it's because of like it's the way life has unfolded for them.
Yeah.
So that's like respectable. I just say from like common like watching of a show, it's hard to keep things straight sometimes. Well, not straight. Maybe that's the like. I was never lost. I was just more of like
it's just a lot of people. Right? I kind of want to just focus on my guys.
Yeah, like I want to know what's happening with the main characters. I guess who is the main characters? Are they all the main characters?
Exactly. Like, and what I wanted to mention is that well on that same tip with Steve and Dustin, they talk about this like I think on the last episode of season 4, where Eddie, another new character, is telling Dustin or telling Steve how important he is to Dustin. Which I'm just like, oh, you know what? Dustin doesn't even have an older brother. He's the only person there without a sibling. Yeah. Out of his friend group. So I could see that. I appreciate that dynamic that they created out of nothing. And then on that same token, I like him and Robin's platonic friendship, her being like, you know, I don't know, lesbian or bi or whatever. They're just broing out together, working together. They left I guess they had to leave the ice cream place. I guess they had no choice. They both go to family video.
Family video, yeah.
So I really appreciate, because like honestly, real talk, my favorite character is Steve Harrington. Steve's my favorite character, 100%.
He's a cool character.
He's fun to watch. I'm glad they gave him a promotion, because you know from the jump, I'm like, I hate this guy. Yeah. Typical 80s bully, but came around 100%. Big flip. What I was gonna say was, as far as like following several different groups of characters, we have it's like 4 major plots going on here, right? We have the Hawkins kids who are divided. The Hawkins. Wait,
kids, we're not in season 4 yet. We're still in season.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this is serving the plot of what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I guess it can wait.
It's also it's just we should say we are gonna start talking about season 4 now. Oh, so okay. If for some reason you haven't watched season 4 Stranger Things, spoilers coming up. Go watch it. Come back to this point right here in the video, yes. Okay? And we're gonna start talking about it because the well, if you just keep on going because you're onto it right now.
So season 4, we get new characters introduced, and they also interestingly, and I don't say interestingly, I'm pretty sure they do this in the other series, but this way it seems fast. They have like 4 different plots going on, at least 4 major plots. You can break it down into 5 or 6 if you wanted to, but we have our Hawkins kids, the main character, the main crew kids. They've been divided up. Elle, Will, and the older brother, whose name I can't remember, they all and Winona Ryder, mom, moved to California for, you know, change of scenery. That made sense. I wouldn't want to stay there either. Yeah. Moved to Sunnyside, California. Yeah. And then you have.
Oh, that whole little part of it was so cringy too. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. I blocked it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Rink
yeah, exactly.
Oh
we'll get there.
Yeah.
And yeah, the remaining kids are, you know, still in Hawkins, but even Will goes to visit in California. So now Will is out of the picture in Hawkins. And you have the parents, Mom and Hopper, and the bald guy that they introduced, I think in season 3. I think they introduced him in season 3. Murray. He's back in the picture. And they're on their own plot. And then you have Steve. Oh, it's not Steve. I'm missing one. Help me out here. California, Hawkins, parents, Oh, L on her own. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was grouping her in California.
Well, she was in California.
Yeah, exactly. She gets splintered off too.
Yeah.
My point is that out of all these new characters they introduce a guy named Eddie. Erica comes back. She's not new, but she comes back, and there's a whole new group of basketball kids that gets introduced as like villains, air quotes, and then even the police. In Hopper's absence, the police department, local police department, kind of get a promotion too, and I feel like they serve a bigger role. A new sheriff's in town. I feel like they have a bigger presence as well. The California kids get the short end of the stick. You know what I mean? They do not get a lot of development going on there. And I can't help but think if it has something to do with Will and his own, the actor's own star rising. He's like the biggest star in this whole cast right now.
Yeah.
Outside of Dave Harbour.
Noah Schnapp.
Yeah. Oh no, I said Will. Dang it, it's Mike.
Mike. Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
Finn Wolfhard.
Phil Wolfhard. Will is also in California. Mike is what I'm talking about. Mike goes to California from Hawkins to visit Elle and Will and reconnect. And I feel like that was literally a way to take him off the board. Because guys, we all waited for 3 years for this season, and we know COVID happened.
Yeah.
So we can't fault them on that part. But they've spent a long time putting this together.
Yeah, and somehow these kids all still look like kids, which is pretty impressive.
Well, Will had to grow up.
Oh yeah,
Will
kind of looks like he's been lifting.
Yeah. Will looks kind of
filling out his shirt a little bit.
A little too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mike over here is out here doing Hollywood films. He was in Ghostbusters.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I can't help but feel like that's by design. That he just had scheduling conflicts, and because he's in California, that whole scene, that whole brick or block or whatever gets minimized.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
I could see that.
They even took Elle away from him, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like Elle has to go and do her own thing, her own little hero journey again, just to like say, hey, this whole clique over here, they're the least important out of the four. But man, I love Argyle. Yeah. Argyle cracks me up. He's one of the new characters, guys. Argyle is their hippie.
Yeah, he's hilarious. He is hilarious. Some of some of his little slogans or whatever.
Yeah.
And honestly, I was trying to be a little bit mature because I was watching it with my wife or whatever. But when he like hits the golf ball and it's like a bomber or whatever, he like cocks the gun and like farts after it. It's just so funny.
That same scene though, they're over commiserating about not commiserating. It's really just the older brother, his name I can't remember. He's over here talking about his relationship issues and stressing Argyle out.
Yeah.
He's
not my girlfriend. So funny. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, like this whole they split up all these characters in order to manage these different plots and introduce all these new characters. And I still, like, as much as I appreciate Argyle, I don't know, something about the expansion of the roles really was noticeable. I was like, I don't really care about what's happening with these basketball kids. They're actually really annoying.
Yeah. Okay, so the basketball kids plot, something that was super annoying with me is like, what is this, Riverdale now? Like, like, who are these people coming through just like thinking they're gonna like bully the sheriff?
Yes.
And like take their own initiative into something.
And also,
so stupid.
What teenager has that kind of charisma?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this dude has a natural born spokesperson. If he doesn't die, he's gonna run for mayor.
Yeah. I mean, the opening episode or whatever, and he's like giving the pep talk at the assembly or whatever,
cringe.
and like turns the deaths of all these people last year into like the forced of victory of a basketball game.
Yeah.
It's like
I can't believe old girl didn't walk out immediately.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Sheesh, Max, she looked hella perturbed.
Oh yeah.
Like, I can't believe you sat there and watched that. You know what I mean? Like, you lost a lot in that thing.
Which, speaking of Max, like taking main characters off the board and giving people the new like plot. I mean, she has one of the main plots going on, and like you kind of don't even know it until a couple episodes in.
Yeah.
That like, well, which like they give you hints. Like I actually called it. I said, we were watching it and the first girl gets like mutilated by the big bad evil guy or whatever, Vecna.
Yeah.
And and then old boy in the glasses disappears in the wood. I was like, all right, this is probably gonna be some kind of trailer park thing, and Max is probably next. So I missed with the trailer park thing.
Yes.
But I was right with Max.
Max being next still on the same tip. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's something to do with your own like forced hell. You know what I mean? Your own trauma. Chrissy was bulimic because of her mom's, body perception that she projected on her.
Right. Old dude thought or felt responsible for a death that happened. I guess.
In a car accident. Yeah, he had some guilt. And then of course Max felt guilty about Billy's death, which again, I don't know, man.
And it was the basketball player. I can't remember what his guilt was.
I think he was a fuck up to some degree. Like
dad always telling him he's not.
Dad was it was hard on him, and like it's like it's very interesting, like take on one's own mental health and like their own self-esteem.
Right.
Like I can't remember what movie I was watching, but they said we create our own hell, and that's what I'm reminded of in this hell. Even the show Lucifer does that too. There's two different things, I promise you. But Lucifer's a big take on hell, that hell's what you make it. You know what I mean? Like, we punish ourselves. He just kind of helps us do it, right? So that's what Vecna is doing here. He's preying on these kids, and mind you, they're kids because I think by the time you reach adulthood, you kind of get over it to some degree, right? like I'm not saying that childhood trauma doesn't go away at 30, but you get better at coping with it. I imagine, because these kids are just vulnerable.
You learn better tools of dealing with things, and better methods. Yeah,
these kids are just vulnerable.
Teenagers don't know what to do about
it. I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong here, but I never. That's not true. I'm not even gonna go there. But these kids are not having a really good time managing these their own trauma, and Vecna's preying on it. And Max, you said they're kind of seeding it with Max. Max is pushing everybody away. You probably saw it coming. I didn't really see it coming that much, that fast at least. I was like, I mean, she was close to one of them, kind of. She could have helped out. She could have reached out. Hey, she could have been a bigger bystander there and just not let this girl be alone in that bathroom. But she got out of the way, and that girl died. And then she had nothing to do with the other guy, but it came back around to her. And they used the Billy death against her. That was her trauma, was Billy's death. And I'm like, again, I don't know if that serves the plot too much. I'm having a hard time believing that Billy, again, we don't know their entire relationship. Maybe they were tighter whenever they were younger, but Billy was a jerk from the jump. And I know that he died doing the right thing, but like, I just had a hard time making that like he said, I think you really wanted me to die. You feel guilty about it. I don't know. Maybe that's true. Maybe that is true. Maybe she did secretly want him to die, and now he is dead. Now she feels bad about it. I don't know.
And her parents split after he died. So
it's just kind of a blessing. She says that herself too.
Yeah.
Dad was a monster.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, I don't know. Man, Max has got a tough hang up. But it just goes down to the Vecna's powers are literally spawned from your own self-worth, and the lower it is, the more powerful he is, and he'll use anything to try to get you about these things. And so it becomes a pretty cool villain that they're working on defeating. And again, L's super nerfed. L is I don't know if we said that yet. L doesn't have powers.
Season 3 lost her powers fighting the thing that I can't remember what you call it anymore. The Mind Flayer. Yeah. She lost her powers fighting that. So
so she's off in superhero training, which is a whole weird thing of unlocking past memories.
We rewind real quick. She's in California, and she's doing a whole recap on her life there. She's lying to Mike about it in her letters.
Oh yeah.
And at first I thought she was maybe being naive. You know what I mean? Like, my friends who bully me, they're my friends. They're jokes. But it seems a little bit like it was, deliberate. She's she's having a bad time, but is trying to mask it.
That girl sucks.
I forgot she lost her powers. I legit forgot she lost her powers. Even in the recap, they showed me that she lost her powers.
Yeah.
I forgot she lost her powers till she did that thing and made a public scene.
Oh, it's so cringe. I hated it.
I was like, oh, yeah. Yeah. But what I just found hilariously unbelievable. This is a sci-fi series about outer-worldly monsters. And I can't get over the fact that any bully would use someone's dead father against them. That's nuts. I know kids are cruel.
Yeah.
But what's her name? Angela is like
Claudia?
Absolute scum. And everybody who gassed her up can get it too. So like, yeah, whenever Elle finally used those skates.
Gosh.
Yeah. Dude, I was like, yes. I wish somebody could have just told those officers what was up. Because I feel like had they heard the whole story, they might have looked the other way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, wait a minute, you mean your father died in in duty. You know what I mean? Serving his community.
Yeah. And this girl giving you trash for it. Like,
yeah, and you broke her nose.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, officer, but I didn't see anything.
Yeah. Also, that's another super unbelievable part about it is like they were filming the whole skating rink.
Yeah.
And the DJ was in on it. Like,
yeah,
screw that guy. But like, saw this girl get publicly humiliated and hit with this thing and
chocolate.
Like
milkshake on her. Like I just again like and from a writing standpoint, you have to move the story forward. You have to isolate Elle and get her out of there and make it make sense. But yeah, I'm over here again. A show about supernatural monsters from the underworld. I can't get over this how this whole thing went down. Like
over there, yeah.
There's no way nobody vouched for this girl.
Yeah.
There's no way, you know what I mean? Like y'all, this is going down this way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Angela got what was coming to her. Yeah. It's that I guess you could call it another trope too. That whole like bully pushes, and then the kid pushes back, and they're the bad guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's exactly what went down. She got pushed to the absolute limit. And she's lucky, honestly, Angela, lucky she got a broken nose and a concussion. Because had Elle had her powers, she would have, even if she'd
been twisted, dude.
If she survived it, she would have been shook up.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about some PTSD. Yo, I got lifted 15 feet off the ground, and nobody's going to believe me. And speaking of that, if we could segue. Oh, no, we're still on the Elle thing, right? We're still on the Elle thing, right?
Wherever you want to be. What do you want?
No, let's keep the Elle thing going. Like you said, Elle's trajectory. We needed to get to that, right? She needed to break that girl's nose to get arrested, to get, I guess, the sort of the attention of Owen, and Owens, I think is his name, is plural, who brings in his secret CSI or CIA FBI team to abduct Elle from the police,
right,
and ask her permission. Like, listen, we need your help. This is on you this time. Like, what a good guy, in my opinion. What if she said no? He's like, you know, I wanted you to do the right thing.
Yeah.
Like, we need you to do this anyways. But yeah, like he abducts her and takes her to some secret Nevada facility. You could argue it's Area 51. Maybe.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe.
I didn't even put that together. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. And they take her underground and they put her back through those same trials. You know what I mean? Back to the same trials. Like, Project Nina, she's going through some she's going through some memories. They have like I guess some machine that can like make her walk through her memories and replay them all over again. She's piecing things back together. This whole time she thinks she's a monster, which I think honestly is why she didn't defend herself. Aside from not having the articulative skills,
right,
to explain to the police what had really happened.
Right.
I think a part of her wanted to punish herself. She thinks she is a monster and she should be locked away. Right, which is why she just like lets it happen. She's having these flashbacks of her murdering a bunch of kids. So she's like, you know what? I let that get to me. That same anger that killed those kids, I used in a form of a skate. Which tangent. That scene with Argyle and Big Brother talking to her like, hey, this is cool. I mean, it was just a rubber one. I mean, imagine it was an ice skate.
Yeah.
That whole thing was hilarious. They were just high.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, bro, she'll be fine. It wasn't that bad. I mean, it was gnarly. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah. They were hilarious.
But yeah, man, we get him. She's reliving through all these memories, trying to get her powers back, and they explain that beautifully. I think that like a stroke, people lose the ability to speak and motor skills and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, regression.
Yeah, she just lost her ability to tap into her powers, but they're still there, and we have to figure out how to get you, rehabilitated and whatnot. And I think I'll stop there before we get too far ahead on what's happening. But yeah, that's basically Elle's plot, guys. I mean, we all saw it. Elle's plot is a solo plot. It's her, it's Owens, it's the doctor who we hate.
Right.
And just her just going through all of her trials again to get her powers back, because you have to nerf her. She had to be nerfed, which you could argue is probably what happened to her back in season 2. Yeah. When she goes on her hero's journey, we just had to get her off the field, Yeah. So these other things can happen.
So I guess then we would talk. I would say I guess the plot. Well, so what's interesting is most of these plots end up spearheading. Yeah. So I guess we could talk about the one that everyone's curious about the most, like the one that probably got everyone back was this Hopper plot. Yeah. Like, cause that's the cliffhanger of season 3 is what happened to Hopper. So we see what we're right. Hopper is in Russia. Everyone could just assume that we see how in Hopper's memory that as he's dying, or about to die, he just like 50-50s it and says death or this weird portal, and goes for the weird portal and pops up in Russia and is now in like the essentially Russian concentration camp.
What's that place called? They call is it Serbia? That's Serbia. Serbia's a country. Siberia.
Siberia.
Essentially, it's not Siberia, but it's essentially Siberia.
Yeah.
They call it something that gives it a K.
Yeah.
But I feel like maybe there's multiple Siberias. Interestingly enough, this is the second time Dave Harbour has had to escape a Russian prison.
Yeah. I actually mentioned I hadn't seen that movie, but I actually because you're talking about Black Widow.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I actually mentioned that to Lydia. I was like, yo, like this is like so easy for him probably to be into this thing. I was like, he's already done this. And
You've never seen Black Widow?
nah, I never got to see it.
Well,
No.
you need to go back and watch it. Luckily for you, obviously, it doesn't serve too much of the
Right.
future of MCU with the flashback. You should definitely watch it.
So man, this plot develops really interesting. There's like I guess there's like a whole there's a whole I don't understand or something I just missed, but we'll get to it in a second. So old girl Winona Ryder gets a gift from Russia.
Yeah.
Freaks her out. A doll, a Russian doll with a cracked body that she then breaks, and of course,
In the most convoluted way.
yeah, I know. Which so funny the way they're playing Winona Ryder with Murray. So what is her name? Joyce Byers. Joyce Byers with Murray. Funny team because Winona Ryder essentially doesn't have any confidence in herself, essentially, and so like when this thing happens, she calls Murray Bauman, played by Brett Gelman, and it starts getting advice on how to handle this thing from a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
Who, funny enough, ends up hitting the nail on the head a couple of times.
Yeah.
For all these conspiracy theories, he ends up right about a couple of them, and in all these various weird ways that he has given himself training because he's a conspiracy theorist, they've come in handy.
Yes.
All of it is so funny and weird and kind of clumsy, but also very serious. Like,
Yeah.
so they break down the doll ransom note from about Hopper from this guy named Enzo. Which that was like a funny point where she was like, the only person who know we went to date at Enzo's was me and Hopper, so it's got to be Hopper. Turns out Enzo is actually this guy's name.
Yeah.
Which was like a weird coincidence. I don't know. It seemed like one of those things like where as they were writing it, they were like, oh, this isn't actually a thing, but we're gonna leave it in there.
Yeah.
But, like whatever. And they
Jonathan.
basically are prompted that they can rescue Hopper for $40,000
Wild.
in the 80s.
Oh. Pause.
Pause. You can pause real quick. I know where I'm at. Oh. Forgot I even parked here. Yeah, I was moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they are prompted that they can save Hopper for $40,000, which is a ton of money. We're talking $40,000 in the 80s, and Winona Ryder works from home selling encyclopedias, and what's his face is unemployed. So
I thought about this actually. She did sell her house. You know what I mean?
To buy a new house in California, right?
I'm just saying. I don't know how much she got for it, but $40,000 she manages to get. I don't know if that's her life savings or what. Divorce settlements, whatever she had. I feel like she was poor to begin with, but I was trying to calculate like, how do you get $40,000 so easily?
That's what I'm saying. So when I asked my wife, I was like, "How did they get that? Did I miss something?" She said something about Elle's fund. has money in it. Like, and so I guess L is government funded right now or something like that.
That might have been something that Owens guy put together.
Yeah.
You know, he's the guy hiding them, right?
Right.
Or helping them hide.
Right.
He probably did set some money aside for it. Okay, I missed that too.
So I thought it was a plot hole, but I think I mean, she's a good listener, so I bet you saw that. So, they get over there and that plan goes the worst way possible it could. Like Yuri is a scumbag and
he's poisoning them.
Yeah.
Or drugging
them and setting up Enzo, Hopper, and them so he can triple cash out on this thing.
Which is actually brilliant.
Yeah, I mean,
from a villain standpoint, hey man, get how you live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he makes a good argument when he's talking. I bet your mother's so proud. Actually, yeah. I'm about to set my whole family up. I don't think she gives a fuck. You know what I mean? It's us against the world.
She's proud of this $40,000 I'm about to give her. So
$40,000 from you guys. The money I'm gonna get off your heads.
Yeah.
For Enzo's head. I'm gonna make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm about to buy a pony. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I was like, honestly, you know, from a villain standpoint, you know what I mean? Like, you're already doing evil shit.
Yeah.
And you're in Russia. If you're gonna like explain like the hero or the villain's journey, I'm like, okay, I get it. Yeah. I get it. Russia, you know, it's a hard place to live.
Yeah.
You probably can't have a lot of qualms against fucking over some Americans.
Yeah. And so we get to learn more about like the prison and everything like that. And turns out Hopper is in an area that has captured a Demogorgon. So they have it. They're rocking that Demogorgon like Coliseum style. Like they just they feed them like every once in a while. Some plump dudes that they fatten up and drop in there and tell them to fight without a chance of winning. But except for Hopper has seen one before, and Hopper knows how to beat them. And so Crafty Enough gets some of that classic 100 proof Russian vodka, and puts it on a spear. And you know, they actually manage to with the chaos of Murray. I keep forgetting his name. With the chaos of Murray and Joyce sneaking in because they actually overcome Yuri. Sneak into the prison with the same thing.
Yeah.
With the same, like, we're turning them in, except for they have switched or whatever.
I forgot he spoke Russian.
Yeah.
I almost had a plot hole, too. I was like, how does this guy speak, like, Russian so well? Yeah. And like, oh, wait a minute. He literally did understand, you know what I mean? That other guy. So, like, it's one thing I think I might have, like, forgot. I don't think I ever seen him speak it.
Right.
It's one thing to hear it and like understand what he's saying, but now he's over speaking this shit.
Again, and even then, one of his conspiracy theory trainings. He like knows Russian.
And even then, I'm like, but how well do you know Russian? Because I feel like, even if I spoke French fluently, they would pick me out as like this guy speaking French as a second language. You know what I mean? Like, there's these nuances.
Right.
And I'm over here wondering, like, man, this guy is killing this Russian, isn't he? And even then, I'm like, I don't know, man. I feel like this guy's not that great at it. Ethan Hawke was speaking Mandarin in Moon Knight, and another Chinese actor was like, whoever coached you should be fired. You know what I mean? This is like, I can't. And I think they kind of know it too, because there's that scene where that general or warden guy was like, I was told about Yuri.
Yeah.
He was on to it for a second. They got me. Like, shit, he knows about the accent. Busted. And then he's like, you have a lot of screws loose. Oh, bait and switch.
And then he's like boxing them. I would even,
like you said, like his crazy conspiracy things. Like, I was blown away, and they played it almost as a joke. He actually is a black belt in karate now.
Yeah, and he messes some dudes up in there. That's what I'm saying. It's so weird and funny and clumsy and serious all at the same time. But he actually, it's like 1v4 some dudes.
Yeah, it's one thing for him to pay off that joke on Yuri.
Yeah,
but he beats like a whole like Russian squadron in this prison.
And he's about to pistol whip on it, but they've already like fallen over. So he's like, I don't know, that dude Murray's about it. Okay, don't mess with Murray. And so the way the Hopper and the Murray and Joyce plot comes together and ends up is the Hopper and Joyce are reunited, and they have escaped the Demogorgon, and they have a new resource that is Enzo. So that's the last thing we see of that plot.
Which that's another new character, by the way.
Like, that's what I'm saying. There's so many characters.
Don't get me wrong. Like I feel like we might be like, I don't know, giving them too much flack for this character growth. These characters serve a purpose.
Right.
All except Erica. Erica doesn't serve a purpose. I think they think Erica's funny. I don't like. Sorry. No disrespect to the actress who plays Erica. If she ever sees this or hears this, doubtful. No disrespect. Get it how you live, lady.
She probably just cuss you out.
Yeah, right. I'm just saying from a
She was
writing
pretty
standpoint.
sassy, Priya Ferguson.
From a writing standpoint, I'm just not a fan of her character, man. She's just, and if her role is to be an annoying little sister, nailing it, nailing it. But yeah, man. Even Anton or what's his name, Enzo, whatever his name is. This guy, this Russian guy, is at first some Russian scumbag.
Right.
But whenever he gets turned around, you're like, man, this guy's kind of cool.
Like, why did they develop him? That's like, I think that's the really big problem I'm having is like you keep developing all these D-list characters of the show.
And now it's you can only imagine that Enzo is going to be a big deal in season 5.
Like, well, he's probably got to get him out of Russia.
Can't stay in Russia. You're right.
So, who knows?
Yeah.
Although, I'll save it for the speculations. But, so that leaves us with like 2 more plots to talk about.
So,
I guess
the Hawkins kids.
Right.
Back to the Hawkins kids, and what's happening in Hawkins, guys. Vecna, the new villain, is killing these kids, like we were talking about with Max and whatnot. He's preying on kids with insecurities, and insecurities, just guilt, right? And I guess both, because there's Chrissy's a weird one, right?
Yeah.
The kid in the car wreck, that's guilt.
Yeah.
Max, guilt. Chrissy's just insecure.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not quite sure where this thing. Oh, and Patrick must be insecure too. I don't feel like he's guilty at all.
Yeah, yeah.
But whatever it is that makes these,
whatever you haunt yourself with.
yeah, Vecna can get into your head and like and kill you with it. He does it to Chrissy first, and like she didn't deserve that. She didn't deserve that at all. It's very interesting. Like I love that, you know, they introduce Eddie for the first time, even when they said his name. You know, he gets introduced before you even meet him.
Yeah,
Like, who is Eddie?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't remember this guy. And then you finally meet him, and he's like, you know,
They give him this eccentric, crazy scene in the cafeteria.
Yeah.
Like,
He's that nerd who's, you know, or that geek or whatever who is, you know, he's kind of like,
he's from Breakfast Club. He's He's old dude from Breakfast Club.
Well,
yeah.
I wouldn't say he's a version of that.
He's not as stoic as him.
He's a version of that. I think he's the one who knows what he is and is comfortable with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I guess what I'm getting at is with the Breakfast Club is that guy struck me as a bully. Was he not? I feel like he was kind of a bully.
I think society thought he was a bully.
Yeah.
He kind of played into
Just a
it.
tough
But
guy.
Yeah.
He's a tough
He's
guy.
like, if you guys want me to be the bully, I'll be the bully.
Exactly.
Like,
And then you go, Eddie is that guy. Eddie he's 100% comfortable with who he is.
I'm the freak Eddie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable with who I am.
He's always doing this weird.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
doing-
And yeah, you know, like I'm almost kind of envious of how, you know, comfortable in his skinnies at that age, you know, and
held back 3 or 4 times though. So what is he, like 20 among these?
probably
kids?
yeah. That part does suck. As far as being a nerd, he's not a very smart nerd,
Yeah.
but yeah, he's the kind of the new focus, right, for this show. What a promotion, right? You're not only a new character, you're kind of the centerpiece because he's kind of the Steve Harrington stand-in. I guess Steve was kind of drawn back away from Dustin, living his own adult life with his new friend and all of the various girls he's dating.
Chasing tail.
Chasing tail, yeah, you know what I mean? And
Can we say that today? That's not like
I don't know. I hope not. Chasing tail. I hope not. I mean, like, is it scummy? Sure, but like I think that's what he's doing.
That's what he's doing. Yeah.
I mean, no disrespect. Yeah, that's what he's doing. I say that respectfully, ladies. It is what he's doing. But it's just accurate. Yeah. So Eddie's in here now. What's his name? You look for the actor's name.
Yeah. Joseph Quinn.
Joseph Quinn. Yeah.
That's a familiar name.
I looked into him briefly. He's a British actor too. He's done a lot of British. He was in Overlord. That movie's badass. Have you seen Overlord?
Mm-mm.
You should watch. I think you really like it. We'll talk about it off camera. Or Eddie over here, he is the leader of the Hellfire Club, and this is a real thing, by the way. Satanic panic is happening right now. It's the 80s and the 90s. A lot of
D&D.
things. D&D is a part of it. Pokemon got a part of it in the 90s.
Yeah.
It's the notion that, the silly notion, if you ask me, that pop culture and, you know, fantasy can drive children into Satanism or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just one of these weird things to scare parents into keeping them away from things that are just fun.
Yeah. Which,
You know what I
like,
mean?
sure, children can get lost.
Certainly.
But
They're saying that they're making him into serial killers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And these people are buying into it.
Well, it's funny. We were talking about Mindhunter right before this.
Yeah.
We like learn about that, like how like the killers use this fantastical like language around the world they're creating or whatever, or feeling or observing, and it's like they are lost in fantasy. But they weren't playing D&D.
They weren't playing D&D. They were like, traumatically abused for the most part.
Yeah, they were like burning dolls and animals
and stuff like that,
pretending they were people.
Yeah, what was that? Son of Sam, the dog that tells them to kill people. Yeah, exactly. So like, is there like a semblance of relativity to the two things? Sure. But yeah, they're not playing D&D. You know what I mean? You're ignoring the psychological layer, which is what Mindhunter does. It explores that.
Yeah. Speaking of D&D, something that I think Stranger Things does, it's really cool and also pretty confusing, is which now that I'm done, it's a little bit more caught up. I kind of they helped me answer some questions that I had, and which you said this earlier. Maybe we are on the same question. You said they answered a question for you, but I was like, man, I just want to know more about this lore. Like, what the heck is happening? And how do they know what's happening? And what is all this? And then because I think something that's so cool and interesting about the D&D crossover with this like actual weird thing that's happening in this area, they never know what these bad people are. They give them names based off what they know from D&D.
Yes.
Like Vecna is not the bad guy's name.
No.
That's the code name they give it because it's a dark sorcerer out of D&D. It's a
Same
boss.
With the Demogorgon
and Mind Flayer.
Yes.
Like I'm like, so it's like it's cool because like they don't know the lore either. Yeah. So they just give it some name that makes sense of some boss or evil thing that they're fighting. So
yeah, you're on the same tip, and I'll explain that when we get there in a second. What the question that they answered for me is, but yeah, what's happening here? Back to Eddie. What's happening here is that Eddie is the leader of this D&D Hellfire group, which the name gives them no.
Oh yeah.
No favors.
Yeah, and the shirts and stuff like that.
Yeah. So he is the leader of this group of kids who play D&D, and we're talking about this before. They're playing D&D. The night that's Lucas's big conflict is that he wants to be a basketball player and playing D&D. We'll get there in a second if need be. But he's also a drug dealer. This Eddie. It's weed, Special K. I don't even know what that is. It's like my 80s drug, Special K.
Yeah,
it's cereal to me. Like I'm over here thinking, what's that stuff they called that people were smoking when we were in high school? That was
ketamine.
No, it's not ketamine. Is it ketamine? Heck, I feel like ketamine's a different thing. It's
Special K is ketamine.
No, it was like an alternative weed, like a synthesized weed.
Sativa.
No, it's not that one either. Fucking be with a K. But anyways, it's not important. My point is that Chrissy needs drugs to, I guess, keep her mind off of.
She's having these visions. Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
visions? I thought it was literally just her mom's head, voice in her head, or whatever. Her own like way of coping with her own stuff.
Oh, like.
So what I'm getting is, I think she was doing it longer than the visions.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? I think she just has latent trauma that she uses weed to mellow the fuck out, and the visions aren't helping. But you might be right too. Maybe it is new because the old boy didn't even know that she did anything at all. Right? Maybe it is a new thing she was doing to cope with the visions.
Yeah, I don't know.
But because I don't know, the visions were.
I guess it could go either way.
The visions were only for a week.
Kind of change the plot.
She only had them for a week. But anyways,
she's getting drugs from Eddie.
She comes over to get drugs from Eddie.
All American girl,
cheerleader, typical, murder plot. You know what I mean? Slasher, Freddy Krueger, all that shit. And she comes over and she dies gruesomely in front of Eddie. And Eddie does the smartest thing he could do.
Get out.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Because no one's going to believe this story.
Yeah.
And what I find so funny is that he does that. He goes on the run. He goes on the lam. And this is where the Hawkins kids plot comes in, right? Dustin is Eddie's new, Eddie is Dustin's new Steve, his new, like, older sibling, best friend kind of figure. And obviously, Lucas is in on it too, because, they're here, they stuck together. Mike, Eddie, and Dustin and Lucas. They're the new clique as far as the Hawkins kids go, and all whatever Eddie's friends are called. They go looking for Eddie to help clear his name. They bring in Steve, they bring in Rob, and they bring in Nancy, because Nancy has her own thing that's adjacent to it. Her friend on the paper gets murdered in a similar way in a similar area by the trailer park. When they find Eddie, they try to, find out what he knows, what happened to him. They explain to him what's going on. Eddie's over here in disbelief too. But what else are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure. What do you think? Do you think he actually believed him? Do you think he believed him, or
It's like almost desperation belief.
Yeah,
Like if I mean like, okay.
yeah,
Like
you believe what I said? I saw what I saw, and you're telling me that what I saw is a thing.
yeah.
So I guess you believe it. And we fast forward to those basketball jerks who track him down, and they chase him into the lake where Patrick gets murdered in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
And rather than think the rational thought that Eddie is innocent and this is beyond both of them, and Eddie only did what he thought was right for his own sanity, and that's run. The jock kid goes to the police and tells them exactly what he saw.
He has satanic powers. Yeah, I can't find that. Do you remember the jock kid's name?
I don't remember his name,
Can't
no.
find him on here.
But I'm just over here thinking that, like, I'm literally watching this and I'm just like, yo, they're going to be on the shoreline together. Like, wow. You saw that too, right?
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
What was that? Is that what happened to Chrissy? That's how I'm playing it out.
Yeah.
And no, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe he just did that right in front of me.
Yeah.
Why did he do it to you, Jock? If he has that kind of power.
Right, yeah,
Why
yeah.
did he just kill you both?
Yeah,
You know?
all of you all at the same
All
time.
of you, both of you at the same time.
Yeah.
No, it's wild, but they had to stick to that satanic panic tangent where when the police interviews him, they don't believe him, but like, whatever reason, Eddie was there. So he's clearly a person of interest, I guess. And they hold a town hall where they release Eddie's name. And that jock kid comes in and sways that whole crowd, except for the parents, obviously. He sways the whole crowd into believing that Eddie has satanic powers.
So weird.
I don't know, man.
That's that.
The thing about it being a sci-fi series in the real world is, yes, how else do you explain what happened?
Yeah.
But I don't know, to put that kid's name on it like that, it's just like,
Again, that's that Riverdale stuff.
yeah, I'm having a hard
like,
time.
Somehow. Yeah.
How do you clear his name?
Yeah.
Like, literally, this monster has to show himself
Mm-hmm.
so that everybody in the town knows that, hey, the world is not what we think it is. Oh, I've been rewatching Blade, the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Your world is just a sugar-coated topping. It was one of the sickest lines I've ever heard. I literally rewound it. If you haven't seen Blade in a long time, guys, Blade rescues a doctor from being bitten by a vampire, and she's trying to square that circle of what's going on. And he's just like, your world is a sugarcoat topic. It's covering the real world. The real world's fucking ugly. And that's what's happening here. It's like you'd have to like expose this monster to the entire town of Hawkins, just so they can all be like, okay, Eddie's cool, and this world is not what we think it is, and how to explain that stuff. But yeah, I think that closes that loop, right? That's
Well, I mean, the older kids and Dustin and Max. Well, I guess it's not the older kids. Well, yeah, the older kids and the younger kids that are still in Hawkins. So yes, the Hawkins kids, like you said.
That's the Hawkins loop.
I mean, they go into the underworld.
Oh yeah.
So
obviously, I forgot that part.
Yeah.
We find out that the Vecna guy.
Vecna is making gates.
I don't know if he's on purpose.
Like a byproduct.
It's a byproduct.
Of his
In order for him to get to you, he has to open the gate.
Yeah.
And that was a sick dude. I'm telling you, man. I'm watching that episode late last night. That was one of the most horrific things I've seen watching this whole show. I was legit scared.
And when Max goes in, or when?
Oh no, when Steve goes in.
Oh, when Steve
goes into the water and he swims down there, he finds the hole. I'm like, you saw enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now leave. But he does something to activate it.
Yeah.
And sure enough, that tendril comes up. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And he comes up to the surface. I'm like, dude, get in the fucking boat.
Yeah. There's been multiple times in this show when Lydia and I have both been like, you are taking way too long. You must not understand this is an emergency. And you should be acting urgently.
Yes,
what you're doing.
What I saw would have got me in that boat. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we got to get off this water.
Yeah.
Like, this water is dangerous.
Because then the other time that's happening is when all four of them are actually in the underground or the underworld, or what do we call it? Upside down.
Upside down.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And they have the hole now, and like, they do a physics thing, which doesn't make sense. And so they're crossing over or whatever, and they're all just like laughing, like, this is so cool. This is the greatest thing. And you're like, get in the hole. Get in the hole.
Climb.
Get out of there. What are you guys doing? Like,
I want to say that if it were me, if I'm Steve or whatever, if Eddie selfishly climb that motherfucker. I'm like on some chivalrous shit. Ladies, get the fuck up there.
Yeah.
I'll get up there so I can get the fuck out of here myself. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
You know, we know this is the place.
Yeah, this is wild.
Yeah.
This whole doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Now go. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, it wastes way too much time.
It's like there's few times where I feel like screaming at like the TV or something like that, and that's just like it's oddly the same feeling I have when people slow turn in traffic.
Yeah.
I'm just like
Go.
go.
Why are you coming to a damn near stop?
Oh my god.
Like I be whipping those turns, man. But on that same tip, while we're in the underground or the upside down, I thought that they were about to reveal something to me. Because one of my questions about this whole series is, what is the upside down? Is it something that's just there? Is it on some multiverse of madness shit? Is it just another level of our world, a layer of our world, in an infinite, universe of realities? Right? It's just what's that show called? You haven't seen the show either. A show called His Dark Instruments, where they literally have a knife. It's called the subtle knife that can cut open the fabric of time, and you can jump into a different reality.
Okay.
And you can also sew it up with that same knife. There's a sharp and a dull edge.
Okay.
Anyways, is it always there, or did they create it on accident with the experiments with all those kids? What is this place? And then I thought they were going to give me something. I thought they were. They go looking for those guns, and they're not there. You find out that they're actually like 3 years.
3 years in the past.
I'm like,
whenever Will got taken.
Yeah, what if this is some sort of time travel thing?
Yeah.
What if this is like almost like how Nightcrawler time travels, or sorry,
Right.
how Nightcrawler teleports? He teleports through X-Men, guys. He teleports to an alternate dimension. Briefly. It's how he spans through, space. Is this a way of doing time travel? Is that why the Russians wanted it? You know what I mean? Are the Russians trying to open up a gate to do some sort of time travel shit, right? A portal to the past that went horribly awry. I'm not convinced that was the case. I think it really is an accident. It must just be some like demon layer. Demon is probably the wrong word. It's a hellscape.
Yeah.
It's just some alternate upside down version of our world that is tapped into by people with psychic powers.
Yeah.
And they're trying to close it. And I don't know if we're there yet. Are we done with the 4 plots? We get those 4 plots: the Copper plot, the California plot, which I guess California plot really serves the purpose of, again, I think just getting
L
and Mike out of the picture to some degree.
Yeah.
But they're on their own little road trip to get back to Hawkins, and they stop in Utah, which I'm over here calling it like, I bet this girl's Mormon. And you go in there, and there's like 18 kids, and like, yeah, they're Mormon.
I forgot about that.
I even rewound it like just like, I don't, not to like be like throw my own biases on this show, whatever. They're Mormon because they have a lot of kids that live in Utah. No, they have a Brigham Young University pennant flag.
Oh, do they?
And then of course the girl admitted herself. She finds out that she's dating an atheist or a Gentile or whatever they call people who aren't of the faith. And I think he's agnostic. I think she said the word agnostic.
What's that? What's Dustin's girlfriend's name?
I don't know, Penny. I really don't know. But yeah, she is a hacker of the 80s, and they need her to. I wish they would have just told her the truth. Is she out of the loop? Did I miss something?
Right. Yeah.
She helped them.
Yeah.
Beat the thing in the first place.
But I don't think they
ever told her
explained it because
really
it was like time sensitive. Like he was just like, I need this to happen, and she like made it happen.
Yeah,
with the satellite.
Like, they were lying to her about the American Nintendo Project Nina, and I'm like, why don't you just tell the truth? Anyways, yeah, their plot is the most useless of all the plots, which is why they get the least screen time.
Right.
You know what I mean? If anything, they just got to make sure you know that Mike is still available. He's still in this world. He's still involved. Will, that's not his name. Damn it, what's his name? Jonathan. Jonathan Byers is losing his girlfriend to Steve Harrington, and for a long time I was rooting for Jonathan.
Yeah, I know.
Now I'm rooting for Steve.
That's a strange thing. I don't know.
Well, they moved away, and he I think I see where he's coming from. He doesn't want to leave his family. Actually, I don't see where he's coming from. He should just leave his family. He should go to college.
Yeah.
Don't let his family hold him back. They're going to be fine.
Yeah, they'll be all right.
But he's saying that if he doesn't go and he tells her, she won't go, and he'll ruin her life or whatever. He can't be responsible for that. He's not trusting her. I think if he doesn't do what he's going to do, she's going to do what she's going to do.
Yeah,
because she's a strong, independent woman who doesn't need no man.
Well, then Eddie's hardcore pushing Steve.
Yeah. And I'm on Steve's side too. I'm like, yo, man, you make that move. John is not doing his part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You make that move. You move. You don't owe him anything. He stole your girl.
Yeah, he stole her first.
You don't owe him anything.
Takesies backsies.
You're a changed man. Yeah. You know, and show her that. Go to college with her.
But anyway, that's just a weird thing.
Yeah.
I think the 4 plots.
I think we covered them. I think we covered them. That's the California,
Hawkins, California, Russia,
and L.
And
which is where I'm gonna get back to this. I was talking about L's plot. Where I wanted to stop at, and my theory of what's going on with this world. Like I think you're asking yourselves, what is this world? What is the upside down? We find out that we already knew this. By the way, we already knew this that L opened the portal in the first place. A question that I don't think I ever asked myself is why. I think I just chalked it up to that being a part of the experimentation.
Right.
You know what I mean? This was just something she was doing. You know
yeah.
But now we found out that she ran into one, right? Yeah. Which I told you off camera when they introduced this character, this whose name I can't remember his name. They introduced this character. I'm like, number one, or not number one, but he's this doctor guy. He's in the flashbacks. He's like, hey, it's very creepy, right? Like, hey, you're a sleepyhead, whatever. And now he's looking out for her and stuff like that. I'm like, this guy means something. They didn't just another new character. Guy means something, and you find out that he is Vecna. Right? We found out, and they do a really good job at it. Yeah. Tip my hat to just throwing me off the scent. At first, I'm like, this guy is just really trying to help her. I'm only suspect of him because he is taking an interest in her and he wants to look out for her. He wants to get her out of here before she does something that's gonna fuck up the world, right? He's about to break her out on some big brain shit, dude. He's gonna break her out. But I guess his whole goal was for her to get that implant out of his neck. And he just literally just drove her into that. You know what I mean? What if she would just walk to that tunnel? Bye. You know what I mean? Yeah. But no, she said, you help me, I help you. Yeah. And I pulled that thing out and made him whole again. And I'm like, okay, what is he going to do now? He has a very interesting look in his face. Turns out he's the one who killed all those kids. Not Elle. They didn't even have to do that.
Yeah, that part, he doesn't really explain why he's doing it, other than, like, because he doesn't explain why he cherishes Elle over the other kids.
I think because he identifies with her. I think is what it is. I think he says that. You're like me. You're like me. These other kids aren't. Do they have powers? Yes, but not like me. Not like you. And those kids, they suck. And they bullied you. So they can get the smoke too. You know what I mean? If anything, he's probably just defending her honor. Probably. I don't know. He's killing everybody who tortured him and everybody involved with the program. And these kids, collateral damage maybe at best. But yeah, I'm not even sure they even have to go that way. You'd be hard pressed to convince me that Elle is an actual bad person. So whenever these kids are bullying her and beating the shit out of her or whatever, I'm like, oh yeah, she went AWOL and murked these kids. Fair game. But they need you to believe that Elle is something of a saint. They actually put it on Vecna. I'm like, this is better. Yeah. This is definitely better. I'm just saying, I didn't need him to convince. Yeah. I'm already on Elle's side. You know what I mean? You were a different person back then, Elle.
Yeah.
But for her own mental health, she needed to get past that hurdle.
Right.
Hell, she might have been fucking vulnerable to Vecna had she not gotten over this hurdle and seen the truth.
Right.
Right. So it's good that you know that what they did. But like, yeah, I didn't see it coming. I'm over here saying like, he can't be Vecna because Vecna was like in the fucking 50s or something. You know what I mean? Like, how is that possible? Oh, he was there the whole time.
Yeah. He's
the little boy in the Creel house.
Yeah.
Wow. And then they go toe to toe and she blasts this guy up against the wall, opening the portal and sending him to hell.
In. Switch, so you and I, when I said you said you had a question earlier and they helped you, you and I had similar questions but different. Okay. Because I remember them saying when they were like, Dustin was trying to like put together like almost like a hierarchy of like, who could this be if we already killed the mind flayer? And he was like, this is his 5-star general.
Yes.
He said
that's my next question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So like we see him drifting through the upside down as Elle sends him there and he gets transformed. Mm-hmm. And it's like now all of a sudden I'm like, how did that happen?
Exactly.
Who did that? Like, you know, so
even a 5-star general reports to somebody, right?
Yeah.
So if we're going backwards here, Elle sent him to the upside down and opened the portal. In which case he got turned into Vecna. and he sent out the Demogorgon after L and whatever the hell the whole plot was in season 1, and L beats that, and they sent out the Mind Flare as a second effort, and L beats that.
Well, I thought Dustin said the Mind Flayer was the big bad, and this is the 5-star general.
Oh, then we are. That could be. I think you're right. It's just
that's what he said.
Yeah, I think you're right. But like in that case, we've met the Mind Flayer, and they've already beat the Mind Flayer. And now the 5-star general was left over. I guess what I'm getting at is, I need to know, and like you said too, who actually made him this way,
right? And
is he still in charge?
Yeah.
Because the Mind Flayer, did he die? Or did he just go dormant?
Back.
Did he just go dormant?
Who knows?
You know what I mean?
I don't know.
There's a whole other season coming.
Right.
So it's like,
there's got to be something else.
Exactly. Is Vecna the ultimate bad that's going to take a season and 2 episodes to beat? Or is the Mind Flayer still back there? Because you're right. He did say that. The Mind Flayer is the one who's supposed to be in charge.
Mm-hmm.
But now Vecna's there. So
that's why I was looking up. I was on the wiki because I was trying to see if they had a villain lore tab.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, it's just such a really interesting, like, did they have this storyboarded out this long? Because they answered the question again that I didn't even ask. Why was this portal there in the first place? You know what I mean? Like, I just chalked it up to being a science experiment. You know, they didn't have to go that far. But now we know that Vecna is behind this to some degree. You know what I mean? And
don't look at this as anything. That's stupid.
And yeah, to what degree? To what end? You know what I mean? Like we know he wants to like reshape the world and all that kind of shit. But like, is he gonna be able to expand outside of Dawkins?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hawkins? Say Dawkins.
Hawkins.
Yeah.
So, all that to summarize, season 4 is a good watch. Binged it. I wanted to keep watching. Like I said, I was scatterbrained with the 4 plots. The way they come together is very well. Like only that the only plot that doesn't end up merging with the other ones is the Russia plot, which is fine because I understand like that would be a crazy, in a world of crazy that's already happening. That's probably the craziest stretch is like somehow they end up from Russia back in Hawkins.
We still got to figure out how they're gonna get back.
I mean,
are they gonna take a portal back?
Yeah, that's fine. If Enzo can't get them out, it's probably gonna be a portal. And so which I think, I mean, that was kind of my biggest speculation.
Yeah.
Is maybe once Elle comes out with powers and realizes she's doing the portals as well, maybe that's what ends up.
You just like kind of focus on Hopper,
getting the gang all back together.
And first, they'd have to get the message out. They'll have to know that Hopper even is still alive for them to even think about it, because nobody knows they're actually in Russia or even Alaska. Or no, they know they're in Alaska. They know they're in Russia.
Yeah,
so they got.
They lied to him about why they went there.
They'll have to get some like information to know where they're even at in the first place, so that Elle can open a portal that can get them there.
Yeah,
and even is that even how the portals work? Can she open it? Well, actually, we know it kind of does. That's how Jim got there in the first place. So yeah, I'm over thinking like on some Nightcrawler shit. The portal is just like a bridge, but no, they literally can open she can literally open a portal to another fucking area on the Earth apparently. So
and like currently, Vecna's got old girl in a trance.
Yeah, yeah. So we got an interesting. Wait, I forgot about her. What's her name? Betty. Pam.
Some 80s name.
Yeah.
Nancy.
No. The girl who died because she was getting her swerve on.
Old. Yeah.
Like I forgot about her, but
what is her name?
That's some guilt she's still carrying.
Is that Betty? Man, the redheaded girl from season 1. Gosh. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But yeah. But you got Nancy in the trans and like literally at the portal, and I'm like, again, I'm screaming at the TV. I'm like, throw her through the hole.
Yeah. Yeah, you just take that rope, wrap it around her, and just like, yo, y'all pull me up. Maybe I'm too heavy. I don't know. Bring it back down when you get her up there.
Okay, so that was my weird thing. I was like, okay, I know this is sci-fi, but like physics doesn't make sense. I understand how the rope by itself would stay in and not go one way or the other. But the second you pull on it,
exactly,
it's gonna go through. Like so,
exactly. Like I thought they were still going to be doing some tug of war shit.
Right.
I'm curious. So yeah, the Vecna has Nancy ish. Technically, he works in stages of 2. This is stage 1. But is he more powerful now that she's in there?
Yeah.
Can he skip that stage? Is she in immediate danger right now?
Like can
he kill her right now?
Yeah.
And let's talk about that for a second. Like they were seeding that the whole time. The way he kills, man, like the psychic way he kills.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. He did the same to everybody in that whole thing.
Yeah. I was like, they were making me. Oh man, I had the same thought.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like
dude, it's so
there's no way this guy is the same person, but he is because
yeah,
the
you
kid
just like twist people up and
yeah.
everything like that. Yeah,
yeah, fucking
Man,
wild.
what a way to go. That
Yeah,
sucks.
exactly. And
Oh my
another thing, like, let Eddie go down for this. This cannot stand in court. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, a part of me wants him to get busted. I want them to fucking bring him in and drill him on it. Like,
Why do you twist people's limbs? He's like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I can't pick people up in the air
Yeah,
and twist all their limbs. I don't-
You know she was on the ceiling, right? How did I do that? Why did I run, officer? You heard the story. What did that jock kid tell you? Well, did you believe him? I don't think you'll believe me either. The difference is he stuck by and told you his story, and you think he's innocent?
Gosh.
I fucking ran because there was no way. Me, like he said it to Steve, like he was jealous about Steve, like rich, 2 parents, handsome, all that kind of stuff, gets girls. I hated you for that kind of stuff. Yeah, he has the real thing on some, like, on the political spectrum.
Yeah.
Eddie is like, white trash. He's afraid. He's going down. He's priors.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, no, I am. He did the right.
He is an adult.
He's an
like,
adult. Like,
yeah.
I cannot rationally explain what just happened. I'm just gonna run. There's no way the police is gonna believe me. They're gonna find a way to make this happen. Now, like, I kind of challenge them to. I kind of challenge them to make this case to any court. How did I do this? How did I do the one in the street?
Prove it.
How did I do the one in the pool where we have an eyewitness tell you that kid floated
Yeah.
in the air? Prove that I can do that kind of stuff.
Crazy. 40 years ago, maybe he goes down for that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, what do you speculate for Stranger Things 5?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's speculation, but that's kind of one of them. I kind of really want him to get arrested and explain his case. Just so I can clear his name. I really liked Eddie. Good for him. Hope end up with the best for him. But as far as like what's going to happen next, we got to get Hopper and the gang back in the States. How they're going to do that, I have no idea. I still want to know the hierarchy of what Vecna is. Is Vecna still playing a role? Is Vecna filling a void? You know what I mean? Like you said, maybe the Mind Flayer was the big bad. And they already beat the Mind Flayer. So now Vecna's kind of stepping into that void. It's like a power vacuum.
Yeah.
Trying to become the next Mind Flayer. I don't know. But yeah, Elle has to get her powers back, which she has them back. I guess she has to wake out of that trance. And we know that the the military's coming for her.
Oh yeah,
something we kind of left out too. All the plots that are going on. There's the plot of like there's the jock villain plot and there's the military villain plot, which they kind of explain. They didn't do a really good job explaining that, but there's like several sectors of the government who aren't working together. They're working against each other. It looks like the FBI is on L's side or the CIA or one of those two are on L's side. Meanwhile, the military is not. So we got to see all that stuff come to a head. There has to be. I'm assuming again, if I have to speculate anything, just throw out a prediction. There has to be some sort of Power Rangers-esque, Power Rangers pun intended, with the whole Decker thing. Some sort of Power Rangers-esque monster thing that's going to happen in Hawkins, where there's going to be a lot of eyes on it, civilians,
changing the world forever,
the military, that kind of shit. Because this has to come to an end. Elle has to live a normal life. Elle has to somehow live a normal life. Elle might even die. You know what I mean? They might do some sort of like Christ-like thing.
Yeah.
And like she dies for all of our sins, kind of thing.
Yeah.
She started with her in the first place. You know what I mean? If she dies, there'll be some sort of
closes the circle.
Yeah, closes the circle. There'll be some sort of a justice to her dying. Hope she doesn't die. I'm just saying, like, it would be if she died, it would serve the plot, I would imagine.
I could see Vecna having like the classic villain metamorphosis, like he's not in his final form right now. You know what I mean? And like, I bet you like it has to do with the house. I bet you like ends
Burn
up
it down.
No. I bet you like he ends up on some Baba Yaga stuff where like his final metamorphosis is him as part of the house or whatever. He's like, kind of thing.
Brings them upside down into the right side up.
Yeah, something like that. Man, if he is actually the big guy, that helps explain your question about the upside down a little bit more. If he is actually the big bad, then that's why. No, because the house is 3 years old in there. Never mind. It doesn't explain anything. Yeah. Anyways, I'll cut that out but yeah, I mean, I don't know. Stranger Things 4, good watch.
Stranger Things 4, great watch. We're not even done with it yet, guys. We have 2 more episodes. I guess we can come back, right? I mean, I guess we will come back and recap the last 2 episodes of Stranger Things 4. But
For sure.
yeah, like I think I said this off. I think I said this off camera with another one of my friends. I was not excited for season 4. I didn't even watch the trailer. I am probably one of the toxic fans who thinks that maybe TV shows should be out every year. Is that too big of an ask? You know what I mean? Like once you've produced it, you put it out there, get those schedules in line, and I want to see the same thing follow up next season, next year.
Mm-hmm.
That's just been the typical rule of television. Forgive me if I can't support you guys for breaking those rules, but Stranger Things has done it once in the past, and they did it again this year or this time. But COVID aside, it took them 3 years to drop this season. I lost interest.
Yeah,
I lost interest in the Avatar. Not the Avatar. I'm sorry, Avatar. Right? They're making 4 more of those. No, I don't care. And maybe when I watch the second one, I will have come around. I won't give them the same grace though.
Yeah,
it took 13 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah, fuck them. But COVID only made it worse. Don't get me wrong, but they were hella behind to begin with. So yeah, I'm not excited about Avatar at all. But don't get me wrong, I will watch it. And maybe they'll sell me again. I'm just saying that I was salty with Stranger Things, and I wasn't even looking for it. I didn't search anything. I wasn't thinking about it. I just didn't care. And then it finally dropped. I watched it going into it semi-blind, and was blown away. Like every episode nearly was over an hour. You know what I mean? They're all like mini movies, if not almost feature film length, especially the last episode, episode 7. So like the quality of it all. There was I think episode 3, I was like, man, this legit feels like a movie. Like, applause, round of applause. I'm back in. Hope season 5 comes sooner. Hope it comes next year. But I'm not gonna hold it against them if it takes them a year or 2.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, everyone, this has been Stranger Things 4. Hope you guys enjoyed the listen. Again, like, follow, subscribe, share it. Let us know what you think about it. Maybe let us know, what do you think? Big question. Does Stranger Things have too many characters?
Does it have too many characters? Maybe we're crazy. I know for a minute, I literally said they have too many characters, and I defended some of those characters.
Right.
But man, it just feels like there's a lot of
characters. So
like, maybe there's too many characters, not enough death. That's another thing. Game of Thrones killed a lot of people.
Oh yeah. People dying.
Maybe. I mean, I was hoping Steve didn't die. Maybe Steve should die. You know what I mean? Maybe we should lose some people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Circle gets smaller. Everybody can't go.
Yeah.
Quote Nipsey Hussle.
Well, let us know what you guys think, and let us know if you guys like Stranger Things 4. Again, things coming up. We're gonna go see Doctor Strange, and so we'll try to put a video out about that coming up.
Story about my experience with Doctor Strange. So stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, it was
story time with
story
AB.
time for Doctor Strange 2. Yes.
Awesome.
And then we got Jurassic World. We got to do that one. We got this summer Thor 4.
Mm-hmm.
We got to do Thor 4.
Which we did the trailer reaction. So if you guys haven't seen that,
the movie reaction, which is kind of funny to think about this. Doctor Strange will be the first Marvel movie to touch on. If you don't count Moon Knight, which I know it's not a movie, but man, the quality of it might as well have been.
Yeah. It was great.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Great. But that's it for us today. So goodbye, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Deuces.